Hello, everyone, and welcome to the One Trick Hero podcast. My name is Paxfos, and I'll be your host today. Joining me, as always, is Fish Whisper.
Yes.
And Voxia.
Hello.
And yeah, we're live.
We're here.
We're here.
We are here.
We are not 14, and
But for Mooma, we cheer.
oh man. So, how's everybody's week been?
Literally just started yesterday.
Well, I mean, like the last 7 days, not necessarily this established government-sanctioned week.
Why you asking like we don't talk anymore, man?
Well,
Sanction
You just talked to me yesterday.
work week.
I was just asking you how your week
Why are
was,
you trying to
man.
create this like artificial space?
I'm just asking you how your week was.
I thought we were close, man.
Oh my god, dude! I just want to know how your week was.
Good. I got really
It was good.
sick and drank a bunch of Dayquil.
My team in League of Legends. The
Yeah.
championship.
That was actually pretty cool. That what's his name? Double lift. Yeah, that he got a victory. Yeah, that was pretty
Well, I
neat.
mean, it's not his only victory. He's the first person to win it on 3 different teams.
Well, no, I didn't. I meant considering the circumstances.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
But
yeah, real neat.
yeah. So, but
But
anyways,
only for those circumstances.
I was.
Would have been shit any other time.
I like how
Any
Fish
other
does not
time.
know what the circumstances are.
He doesn't
I
need.
don't know what to do with my hands.
Anyways, my week was super busy, but I'm here now, so that's good.
You know.
Overwatch League happened this week. It was the
Did it?
Yeah, no, it absolutely did. Well, I guess technically last week if you're going by sanctioned weeks, but
I actually wasn't even trying to be sarcastic there, but
oh
wait,
no.
I hear an echo.
So what?
Echo.
Am I echoing through somebody's speakers somewhere?
I
I
don't
did.
know. Yeah, you are echoing. Wait, hold on. Am I echoing? Hello? No?
No, I'm not
I
echoing
don't
through my
hear
speakers.
echoes.
Might be. I don't know where it's
Somebody,
echoing.
no, I
Do you
don't
do you have the stream running perhaps?
no,
Mayhaps.
no, it's not that kind of echo. I'm hearing myself come through one of you guys like headsets or something. It's weird, but whatever.
I don't have my
If you guys
speakers
can hear
on.
it, I can deal with it.
Oh, I hear
It's
it.
very
I hear
faint.
you guys talking. I don't hear it.
Yeah, because it's distorted enough to know that it's not coming from my end. It's from a different source.
Oh, well, I have no idea, man.
Because I'm not hearing it like in my headphones.
I'm not.
I'm hearing it through my headphones right now. Your echo.
I don't
I
hear
mean, I
it.
am,
It must
but
be
it's
me.
not in the same like audio spaces where I'm talking.
Right.
Like it does if it's an echo on my computer. Anyway,
But it only
It's
happens when you're loud, so I don't know.
Hear it better?
Say something really loud.
I'll just whisper from now on.
Nope, no echo. I think you fixed it.
Cool. I just muted him. We're good.
Okay, I'll just.
Wait, you just muted him in Discord?
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to be able to hear what he's saying. That's the whole point of the podcast.
I can read lips. We have an unspoken bond. Don't you know what unspoken
Do you
bond
have
means?
do you have speakers on?
Means I understand.
Do you have
No,
speakers
I
on your
don't have.
computer?
I don't even have speakers on my thing.
Are you
My
serious?
microphone's just really good, and my headphones are even better.
That's true.
I
Oh,
just-
I could. It depending on how loud your headphones are up, I could be hearing the bleed through because they're open headphones.
Yeah, I just turned you down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. You're plenty loud. It'll be okay.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna start this
You can
over
say that
again.
again.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the One Trick Hero podcast. My name is Pax. I will be your host today. Joining me today is Fish Whisper.
Yes,
I'm just kidding, and Voxia.
for the second time.
Oh my
Still
goodness. Anyways, all right.
Still
So
cheering for Mooma.
so we had some wonderful Overwatch.
man.
League. What?
I just saw your shirt and was like, "Hey, I have that shirt. Why do you
Yeah.
have the same shirt as me?" And then remember,
Yeah.
I bought it for him.
Yes, you did buy it for
I
me.
bought 2 when I went to the fucking.
The way you said "bought it for him" made it sound like I'm poor and I was on the street. And you're like, I bought him that shirt.
I bought you that shirt because you didn't have a shirt before I got it for you.
I bought that Paxvos fella a shirt. He looked like he could use one.
Poor on the
You
street.
know when people say all they have is the
walking
clothes on
around,
their back,
Shirt full of holes.
Pax doesn't even have the clothes on his back. Those are
Dirty.
my clothes. I bought them. My property.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways,
Eating
so
off the dollar menu at Taco Bell. Ugh.
I don't actually do that. I don't
Yeah.
do that. I get gourmet.
anymore.
I get gourmet Taco Bell, dude.
Not anymore.
Taco Bell.
Started
It's like
with a shirt, then it led to much better things. You're welcome. That
It's
shirt
like a
led to you
separate
getting a
Taco
job.
Bell right next to the normal Taco Bell. You have two choices.
My-
You walk up, go to gourmet Taco Bell or normal Taco Bell.
My employer looked at my shirt and was like, "Rick and Morty, dude, hell yeah, you're getting a job. You must be smart."
You must be a smart guy.
Okay. Anyway,
It
so
takes a lot of IQ. A
last
lot of IQ to wear that shirt.
Yeah, it does. So last week we had some, so a lot of things happened last week and bleeding into this week concerning Overwatch League. But one of the biggest things for sure was
The elephant in the room.
I was gonna say Geguri's debut with the Shanghai Dragons, first ever female in the Overwatch League. I think you could correct me if I'm wrong. You have more knowledge in the other esports than I do. I think she's the first female in a Tier 1 esport.
There's a
Tier
female
1.
player in StarCraft 2. If you count StarCraft 2 as a Tier 1 esport.
Which of course I do.
So,
There's a female in Tier 1 for StarCraft, like the top tier league.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
There is. I can't think of what her name is, but I do know there is one.
Scarlet, I think.
I was gonna say I know there's
Scarlet,
one
I think, is
female
the
one
name.
in
I think
that.
it's like Scarlet.
Is
with
there?
two Ts.
But I know, as far as I know, like League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter Strike, I don't think they have one in Tier 1.
No, there a long time ago. There
StarCraft.
was an experiment with making a female League of Legends team, and they were
Well,
they picked a bunch of girls that were attractive
Yeah,
and were only
well-
like gold, and then we're like, hey, they could be a pro team too, right? No.
Well, I was excluding like all female teams because there's some all female Overwatch League teams.
Well, I mean,
Well,
there's,
not Overwatch League, but there's Tier 2, Tier 3, kind of getting down there. But as far as like top of the top,
Counter-Strike, they have a separate like tournament just for the
right?
female.
But I mean, like
But I know
competing
you're
with the
talking
top dogs.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
StarCraft 2 is the only one I know of off the top of my head.
Okay.
Where they compete at the like highest level.
But her debut game was versus Dallas Fuel the very first day. First game of the first day, Wednesday. That was April 4th. And Shanghai lost. Even with they did win a map. Even though with they do have a mostly new roster. So I mean, honestly, I feel like it's kind of expected. It's they have almost all new people with the exception. They got rid of Undead. But anyways. What I wanted to comment on was her performance in particular was actually outstanding. I personally thought her diva play was phenomenal. She was neck and neck. If you looked at the stats page compared to Siegel, she was like right there with him. I think they had almost identical damage blocked and like all that stuff.
So you're telling me she was way better than a guy who had only played diva on the stage like 2 times before? That's it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, we're talking about
way
because Siegel.
I believe what
like,
he said was on even footing.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so she wasn't even better than a guy who's barely played it, man. No,
Well,
but Siegel's like surprisingly good, so I know where you're coming from.
I would put her in the top half of tanks.
Yeah, she
that in
good.
the league
She
right
looked
now.
good.
Like it wasn't just like she was holding her own. It was like she was doing things that were way better than the rest of the people on her team were doing. Like she played very conservatively, which I enjoyed seeing for once. Because usually we see that out of people with the likes of Diva Master, Cool Matt.
Cool Matt.
He's a defensive player on Diva, but she in particular was very.
But the
defensive.
important thing to take away from that is Cool Matt is on the Houston Outlaws, so I care about him. And seeing as how she's not on Houston, I couldn't really care less.
Oh my goodness!
100%.
Excuse me. Wait, what'd you say?
He didn't care about her.
I said I don't care.
Oh,
about her
okay.
Because he
she's
doesn't
not
care
on
about anybody
Houston.
that's not on.
I
Houston.
don't care that she's a woman. I care
Okay.
that she's not on Houston.
No, I know. I thought you said something else. But anyway, so we saw that. Actually, we saw a lot of roster changes across the board because stage 3 is the official. I mean, last week was the initial week of stage 3, and stage 3 is the ending cutoff for player trades and acquisitions. Yeah.
I thought about that.
So
I'd forgotten that it was, but yeah, it makes sense to be kind of. Because there's 6 stages, right?
there's
Six?
four. There's 4 stages.
There's 4 stages?
5 weeks per stage. Yep, and there's 4 stages. So we're now past.
I don't know why.
We're past the halfway mark for the regular season.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So we're looking at here. Let's see. Custo went to Valiant. Actually, we had a lot of changes with Valiant. Unco went over to Dallas Fuel. Dallas Fuel.
He's in the dumpster fire now.
Silkthread went to the Gladiators.
Yep, which was that was
Space,
good. That was
Space
good.
is now playing actively for the Valiant, which changes that up.
Yep.
As well as Agility, he wasn't subbed out, I don't think, at all during their.
No, I think he played most of the time. With his one chance.
We saw.
He must eat his mom's spaghetti.
Grim Reality is swifting to a coaching position, but in the Valiant,
which is interesting.
I saw that.
I don't know. He's really young too, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Wasn't he supposed to coach the sister team, and then the sister team wasn't a thing? I thought that's what I saw. He was supposed to be like part of like player development for the sister team, and then like the sister team wasn't a thing anymore. And he was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought that's what I saw when I was reading it.
I didn't see that.
Excuse me.
Doesn't mean that it's not,
Yeah.
I was wondering too, like why he decided to be a coach. You think he'd try to at least go to generally at least, younger players, they go to like at least a contenders roster or something to try to prove their mettle, but
maybe he didn't want to be any part of those contender shenanigans.
I think we were talking, maybe he's going to become
more to be a coach.
Yeah, maybe he's going to become like the greatest coach, because instead of being a player and then learns to play a coach, he's going to be like a person who just learns to be a coach.
He could just be burnout too,
Yeah. Who knows, all that Fortnite he plays on.
He's like, well, I can go grind contenders and hope that I get picked up by somebody, or I can just take a coaching position and already make decent money for it.
Yeah. Yeah, plus there isn't you have to perform as a coach, but not in the same ways, so.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of person, it could be less stressful.
Yeah, he'll get to be like in the either like driver's seat or at least in the front half of the vehicle when they take people in and out. So that would be nice.
At the front. Yeah.
We saw Philadelphia having to move around a little bit because EQO. I want to say EQO, but anyways, his suspension, so he's not no longer going to be in the main lineup.
Didn't the Blizzard? Okay, the Blizzard suspend him? Wasn't it only like 2 matches, or was it 4?
I don't remember.
It
wasn't
I can't
a lot.
remember.
I thought Blizzard only fined him.
I think it wasn't.
Him too.
I don't think it was Blizzard. I think it was Philadelphia that fined him.
Philly. Okay, yeah. Because I know Philly suspended him too, but I couldn't remember if it was like 2 from Blizzard and then.
I thought Blizzard only gave him a fine.
And the thing is, what he did. Well, if anybody doesn't know, he just did like the Chinese eye thing, like pulled his eyes back and was pretending to be, Asian. But he, which people have done before, it can be taken offensively. The thing is, he's not. I mean, from his actions and from like just other people's accounts of him and just hearing the way he speaks about other players and stuff like that, he's not. It's pretty clear that he's not racist or anything.
Well, yeah,
but he just
XQC.
Well, right, but it's just like the XQC thing where it's like, dude, that was stupid. So clearly there has to be some sort of punishment. I think the fine would have been. I think they would have been fine with the fine and not the suspension as well. But
but like you said, I think you're right. I think it was just Philly that decided to sit him out too, because then Philly also fined him extra and stuff like that. I think it's funny though about this whole thing, right? I feel like I've seen a lot of people claim that there's been no consistency with the punishments, but yet every player who's done something like that has been fined $1,000.
Oh, I think there's absolutely
no,
been...
that's they've got it like layered out in their player contracts.
It seemed like
$1,000 pretty much across the board.
Being the first person that happened, they weren't too sure how to handle it, so they handled it. But every person after XQC, Taimu got fined $1,000, EQO's been fined $1,000, Tyron got fined $1,000, or no, they didn't. But again, I could see punishments being different between coaches and players because they have different implications on the fan base and stuff like that. But anyway, it seems like they're going with a stance like, okay, the first time you do something stupid, it's $1,000, which seems pretty consistent to me.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, the way the players that they've been punishing for the things they've been doing has been consistent as well. You can make the argument that it's too PC or whatever, but honestly, it's a professional league. I understand why they're doing
major
it.
sports leagues do the same thing.
Yeah,
Most people who watch those will defend the reasons they do it because
Yeah. So no, it's been. I feel like Blizzard's been fairly fair and consistent. Sometimes you just roll your eyes because I mean it's different. No, not difficult. It's different for us because, especially people that have been entrenched in like I hate to say gaming culture, but like that type of like
it's
we're
pretty inflammatory crowd.
And usually nobody really means anything by it. It's just kind of the way it's been for so many years that now that we have a sport coming into the mainstream that involves this game and whatnot, it's inevitable stuff like this is going to happen. So I think honestly it's fine. The prices seem fair. The judgment's been fair. So
yeah, I think so. I didn't have a problem with it. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember the name, but I remember seeing that there was a baseball player who did basically the same thing. And of course, since he's an MLB player and makes way more money and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, he got fined
Millions.
like even harder and stuff. And so it's like,
yeah,
it's like equivalent, you know. I mean,
yep.
It makes sense.
So other roster changes. Well, before I go into roster change, let's split up Boston into two groups here. First, the positive.
The ones who
hold on.
You could split it up into two groups: people that are still on the team of the Boston.
Okay, no, it's not. All right, hold on. Okay, so Boston primarily last week had a great.
Who were in prison, probably.
Hold on.
Okay,
we're gonna go into
your
it.
hand if you're still a member of the Boston team. Not so fast, Dreamcasper.
Okay, all right. Before we get to that, Boston did really, really well last week. They had amazing games.
I can't believe you would compliment them when they had such a monster. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Okay.
They played great.
So they played good versus the Fusion. It was a close game, but they brought it out at the end. It was excellent play. And then they 4-0'd Houston, which I was not expecting. And I like both teams. Yeah. It was honestly, Houston did give them a good fight, but just it was always that last little bit at the end that Boston had the upper hand. Houston came out afterwards in a press release, said they just weren't prepared. You know, be that way it be.
Boston is obviously cheating, and you can tell because of Gamsu.
They're cheating because they have Gamsu.
Because of the way he is.
I definitely didn't expect them to 4-0 Houston either.
No, especially that was a good game.
Houston was looking. You know, they were on the decline at the end of last stage, but then right after they got 4-0 by Boston, they went and beat London. So they're clearly they're good again, right? They're playing to their strengths again.
Clearly London's kryptonite.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah. So the negatives, of course, is they are out one of their star DPS. Dreamcasper is no longer a member of the Boston Uprising or the Overwatch League or Civilization here pretty soon.
Can we refer to him as a star DPS, or should we just refer to him as kind of a piece of shit?
Absolutely piece of shit.
Terrible human.
All right, so if anybody is out of the loop, which I doubt you are, but if you are for some odd reason out of the loop,
especially since we're late.
Yeah, we're pretty late on this. But Dreamcasper was caught with he was caught basically requesting nudes from a underage teenager,
inappropriately soliciting stuff from minors.
Yes.
The term is sexting.
Yes, sexting. Yeah. Yes. So and usually when I saw the reports on this, when you first hear the report of somebody, being accused of that, especially in this type of scenario with this type of crowd, your first thought is, well, maybe it's when he was younger, or maybe it was like I didn't know type. These weird situations where maybe something could have happened.
Teenagers that were stupid and awkward and uncomfortable and didn't know any better what they were doing.
Yeah, I don't know. There's 101 different things that went through my mind, but when I saw the evidence that was presented, like the text messages and then the collaborations from other people that have been around him and knew about this kind of stuff. Once I saw all that, I was like,
who was around him and knew about that kind of stuff? I didn't see that.
He got text messages from his friends being like, "Hey, by the way, just looking out for you."
I saw the one.
She's younger.
It sounded like it was from his mom. I guess it was from his mom or something, because it started off like, "Hi, love. Just wondering if you knew that, like." I heard that you were talking to such and such, and I was wondering if you knew she was underage. And he's like, "Yeah, I knew she was underage. I wasn't doing anything stupid."
Right, but regardless, he did know what he was doing. I mean, he was buying her tickets to come see the game and stuff, and saying, "Hey," in the text message saying, "Hey, in return, show me some pics."
I expect some quote unquote jaw-dropping pics.
Yeah, it's very. Obviously, he needs to be, as far as the criminal aspect of this, he needs to be tried by court of law, and he's innocent until proven guilty, of course. And I mean, as with anything, there is the slightest possibility that this is all a tactic from somebody to take him down or something. But it's not. He did it. So more than likely, and if the lady, or sorry, the girl's parents decide to press charges, then he'll
The
probably
lady girl's parents.
yeah, sorry, he'll probably go to jail. So
you a fine lady girl.
Hey, lady girl, kind of socks you got on?
Oh my gosh. But yeah. So
yeah,
that's.
I mean, it was double shitty too, because not only did he, engage in this stuff with minors, but he had an actual girlfriend who was of age, mind you, who he cheated on and went behind the back of, and also was apparently a manipulative douchebag to her when they were in a relationship.
Yeah. It's just really sad because, well, he's a piece of shit, and also he, but it's also sad because I mean he was a really good DPS. I mean he did a really good job. That sucks it sucks for Boston,
It does suck for Boston.
It's good for Boston. Wouldn't you want that piece of shit on the team?
Well, I mean,
it's good that it came to light.
It's good that it came to light. Yeah, you're right.
It's bad that their star DPS turned out to be such a shitty person.
And now
obviously it would be better if he wasn't that kind of person and none of this shit happened, right? But
we'll see. We'll see how Mistakes does. He's their replacement right now.
That shit is so funny though. That his replacement is
better.
Mistakes.
His replacement is Mistakes.
Mistakes isn't going to be worried about getting fucking arrested, so he should be fine.
Yeah. It's also pretty fortunate that because I know a lot of people were hoping or thinking that Dreamcast could become the face of Overwatch instead of Jake, because so many people hate him for whatever reason.
Jake,
and it's a good thing that he didn't, because our boy Jake was on whatever
Today Show or something like
Today
that.
Show. Yeah, with Megan Kelly. That would have been really terrible if it was Dreamcasper and they're like, this is the face of this new sport. And then 4 days later, they're like, oh, wait, he's a pedophile.
Yeah. Actually, the face of Overwatch.
Real quick, I'm just going to real quick cap on this Dreamcasper thing so we can move on. But I do want to say that I respect the way Blizzard and Boston handled the situation. They said we're looking into it, and they put him on the bench. And then literally as soon as they found out the evidence, they immediately cut him. Quick, dry, clean.
No knee-jerk reactions, but it was super quick and decisive at the same time.
Also, our Lord and Savior, Jake from the Houston Outlaws, just go ahead and maintain him as the pinnacle of Overwatch.
Yes, and actually that's why that was what I was gonna move. Oh, go ahead, Vox.
Oh, I was just saying, with as great as Jake seems, I'm like, I'm curious to know if he were to have a dark side.
He's the Zodiac killer for sure.
I think he'd be like Patrick Bateman.
It's Ted Cruz.
That's
right.
Jake's listening to Huey Lewis in the news, and people come over to Houston's like gaming house or whatever, and they just don't. They never go back out to society because he's just murdered them.
What consenting adults do with one another is irrelevant.
Yes. Okay. So, but anyways, moving on from this and going on to Jake.
Though I don't think murder qualifies under consent. But anyway.
There's only one adult left that's consenting.
Oh my god!
I mean, if they're dead, they can't say they didn't consent, right? I mean, you could be like, I mean, he told me to kill him.
Maybe that's like the military thing that they taught us, to where like if someone has alcohol, then it's not possible to give consent. So if you kill somebody, they can't give consent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's a gray area.
I know 100% it won't hold up in a court of law, but not all walks of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the laws of man.
Okay. All right.
But as you know, through God, all things are possible.
I make it clear.
So jot that down.
I was joking about
that down.
I was joking about murder and not any other.
Okay, all right.
What are we even talking about?
So Jake,
I don't know.
Jake
Patrick Bateman.
Hold on. All right.
From,
Son of a bitch.
Well, I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that told you about that movie when we were on post. So it's on Crackle. You have to watch this.
I'm the one that showed. I'm not told you to watch that on post.
No, the first time I saw it was like before I joined the military.
I don't think that was me.
I randomly saw it on one night and was like, what the fuck is American Psycho? And then I was like, this is an awesome movie. I've never seen this.
It was a really good movie. It was a really good movie.
I still reference the Yale thing. Like, people would be like, hey, do you like this? I'm like, I'm not really into that Yale thing. And then almost nobody ever gets it. And I'm just like, yeah, the Yale thing, like closet homosexuality and like cocaine abuse. Not really into it. And there's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, guys, I'll be right back. Movie. I have to return some videotapes.
Okay, so anyways, videotapes. Jake was on the Today Show. Or what was it? Was it called the Today Show? Actually,
I don't remember.
Anyways, it was a morning show.
Why don't I just look it up?
It was a morning show with Megan Kelly.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah, and anyways, he was on the show.
Oh, it's literally Megan Kelly Today is the name of the show.
Sorry, stream. That was my son.
What if
screaming.
I want to see Megan Kelly tomorrow?
Okay, but
I don't know.
That's not available for my demographic.
Which one's
apparently.
Megan Kelly?
Trying to push this conversation forward with you guys is like,
Holy shit! I just realized the time.
Hey,
all right,
not
time to go. Let's cut it.
Through God, all things are possible.
It's the podcast.
Okay, so anyways, he was on the show with Megyn Kelly, and he was accompanied by Raucus. And they're kind of being,
I know him.
Yeah, they're kind of being put as the face of Overwatch, especially Overwatch esports. Like during World Cup, for interviews with ESPN and whatnot, Jake was also the one kind of doing the talking, which it makes sense that he would be kind of like that figure for Overwatch because he presents himself well, he looks like a normal person kind of thing, and he also speaks very well. He's very good at speaking. Very well spoken.
Especially in comparison to a lot of the younger players that are involved in esports. He's very good.
Speaking of the younger players, he's not actively pursuing them like some of the other players.
So, yeah. So I'm sorry if you hear noise in the background. Do you guys hear that in the background?
No one hears your noises.
Is your son like? I hear it. It sounds like a toy train could be dropped on the ground and picked up and dropped.
Well, no, he's trying to run over my wife, I think.
Oh, well, we've all done that, so hopefully he's successful. I wasn't.
True. She's not very big.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't see her there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool to see that because the questions they could have been. It was very basic because I mean the show was catered towards like older women sitting at home, so it had to be broken down simplistically. And she asked some very simple kind of. So the questions were okay, but Jake did a really good job of kind of making it, like showing it as the professional sport that it is, and kind of giving off that vibe and answering the questions properly. And it was, I don't know, it had a definitely professional feel to it, and I thought it was a very good representation of not only professional esports but Overwatch League too, of course.
What about? I mean, I didn't watch it, but was the questions like? Did they come across as like? I'm hoping they didn't come across as like derogatory or downplaying.
No,
like
and
people have, like fucking Jimmy Kimmel.
No, yeah, no.
Stupid show.
That's why I started watching the clip because I was like, okay, they're gonna ask the same crap, and they did a little bit, kind of, but it was definitely a lot more open than what we're used to seeing in mainstream media.
That's good.
Which was,
I mean, you gotta. People have nothing like that. It makes sense to get them some like basic questions and just like.
So, Mr. Raucus, is that your first or last name?
Yeah, they didn't do that, but what they did stump Raucus because they asked him who his fans are, and he was like, he was trying to figure out like what does that question mean.
Who are your fans?
And then
that is a bit weird.
Yeah, and then that was the only weird question I think. And then towards the end, they were saying, so your parents must be proud of you. And Raucus is just kind of like. Kind of nodding, and I think Raucus was going to say something, but when she said that, Jake, I mean, again, this is why Jake is going to be probably doing more of these interviews and stuff. Jake just like jumped right in and was able to like rescue the situation as far as saving face for the camera. It was good. It was all around good, definitely. Houston Outlaws representing the league. What else is new?
That's true.
Yeah, I hope Houston starts climbing now that Boston's gonna stop. It's good. Right now for the league standings, actually, we still have New York as number one.
You want Houston to climb, right?
We want them to climb because right now they're seventh
probably
total.
Isn't that much. Is probably won't be owing them anytime soon.
I mean,
unless mistakes pulls off.
I mean,
crazy.
mistakes could be amazing.
Man.
I don't know.
Well, even that whole mistakes amazing stuff, like. Boston, their tanks create a ton of space, man.
Well,
they give all kinds of room to work with.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Striker's really fucking good.
No, I was gonna say we're definitely putting a little too much weight on Dreamcasper because he is a good DPS, but Gamsu and Striker are like serious heavy hitters for that team.
Everybody was dick riding Dreamcasper so hard. I mean, how do you think he has so much damn space?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
That's
it's just
true.
You do got to have somebody who can like.
But yeah, I know
what
you mean.
The shots and like the space, but if somebody can't take full advantage of it, it doesn't matter.
I just mean if they get somebody that's even semi-competent in there, they'll be able to weigh on their
really
other
good
guys.
flex because he had a really strong Genji, really strong. You know what I mean? Like it seems like a lot of teams have had struggle finding a really good, consistent flex player rather than some that are like really good at Genji but shit at Pharah. Like a lot of teams, like Houston, for instance, has had some issues with like people being really good with these heroes but then not being as strong with this, so they have to kind of switch up their picks in the middle of a series.
I'd say I was gonna say I think Houston's biggest weakness has really only been Tracer. I think they're pretty flexible in just about everything else.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean though. But I mean, even that one thing makes a big difference sometimes in certain matchups and shit too, in certain maps. So
I don't know. Apparently, you guys have never seen Jake's Tracer.
I think it's good. I don't think it's fucking terrible like a lot of people do.
No, dude, it works because he's just there to distract people for Linkser. Like they don't play it the way other people do, but it sometimes works when they run it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was we'll see. We'll see how the my brain farted. How the standings change. Sorry. Especially with that, they are going to fluctuate a little bit, just considering the fact that a lot of players were traded around and structures were kind of redone during the stage 2, going into stage 3. So from stage 3 on, we're definitely going to see some changes. I don't think
not at the number 1 spot.
I was going to say
I think that's going to stay the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be.
Their biggest rival was London, and then they just, the last time they played London, they had to play with Mono playing support, and then it was a 5-game series, which I was pretty thrilled about. And then now they play them with their full roster again at full strength, and they 4-0 them. So yeah, and Seoul's not even looking like on the level of those teams either lately. So
does Houston have Nixel this week?
Yes, on Saturday.
I was gonna say I thought Houston had like a really hard front end of their schedule.
I can't remember who the hell
Houston has Fusion next week. This week rather. Houston has Fusion, and then they have Nixel. Yep, Nixel's on Saturday.
Saturday's a good.
I just mean they did London, Boston, Fusion, then Nixel. Like that's a pretty hard front end of your roster.
Well, to be fair, at the beginning of stage 1 and 2, they didn't have the hardest of schedules. They
played London in the first game of stage 2.
At the beginning of stage 1, they did.
I'm sorry.
Remember they were 0-3 and people were like, they're a shit team, everybody sucks, fuck Jake. But it was like,
dude, I think stage 2 they had almost the same as their stage 3.
I don't remember.
No, I think I was looking at it and I was like,
we're thinking week 1 stage 1. After week 1 stage 1, the rest of stage 1 they dominated. I think they won it almost every single other game besides one versus Seoul Dynasty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, they
stage
did phenomenal.
2, week 1, they played London, then Boston.
In stage 2, they
Fusion, then Nixel. They played the same 4 teams in stage 2 that they are right now in stage 3.
Well, I mean, yeah, the way the league is structured.
No, I'm saying both times the front end they've played insanely difficult first 4 games.
Yes, no, I
mean, it's identical.
Well, I know the way it's structured though. Every team plays against every other team 3 times.
I know. I'm just saying on their front end that the stage 2 and stage 3 they have the exact same 4 games in a row.
But there is instances where they don't, right? Because didn't Boston not play Florida, or no? Boston didn't play Shanghai.
I don't know how the other teams did it. I'm just saying Houston played the same 4
weren't
teams.
You telling me that there was people like Boston fans that were saying they didn't get their free win, so that's why they missed out
on the stage 1. I'm just saying stage 2 they play the exact same order that they played stage 3 for the first 4 games. Yeah, I'm just saying their stage 2 is just as hard as their stage 3.
I was just responding to the fact saying that.
Yeah.
Every team does play every team, but I think they're supposed to play every team twice in a stage.
Yeah.
But sometimes
week 3 they swap.
But there's been times where a team didn't play another team at all that stage.
I just remember seeing it being like, God damn, we've got like the 4 hardest fucking teams 2 times in a row for stage 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Saturday should be a pretty good day for games though, because the first match is not Houston. The first match is London versus Philly, if I'm not mistaken, and then it's New York versus Houston. And I'm curious to see how much of a fight Houston could put up against New York, because I hope they can put up a good one.
Nixel. Yeah, Fusion Spitfire.
And then I don't remember the third one.
Florida Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the memes, that's a good one for the memes.
That might actually be a game.
That might be a game, yeah.
Florida picked up Saya player, and he debuted.
Florida's been playing okay.
Yes, they have. They've been getting better.
They played against New York, and Saya player looked fucking good. Like he looked really good. They didn't win, but still, he looked really
Shanghai's
good.
got Gladiators first game. Ugh.
So I'm really curious to see, if they play with Saya player more once they get more like comfort and they figure out how to play around him more and stuff. If he'll consistently he looks like he could be the the Carpe for that team. He's like maybe even a higher high at some point.
Yeah. Week 3, maybe Shanghai will get a win.
Yeah.
They play Florida.
Yeah. I think. Well, the other thing about Shanghai, the other note is the almost the entire roster is new now. Like 3/4 of the roster is new now, and their main roster, and they pretty much had just gotten together, not even less than a week before they played. So I feel like with time, with the new players, especially seeing how skilled. Or I'm sorry, let me go to real quick. I wanted to the other person I wanted to highlight on the Dragons roster. Oops, that's not the right button. The other person I wanted to highlight was no, Ado was doing good.
Fearless.
No, freaking
Sky.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, it was Ado. Who was the Genji that was like popping off like that entire? Was it Ado?
Pretty sure.
I don't know.
Pretty sure
it's
Ado's
not Houston,
there.
so I don't
Well,
care.
anyways, their Genji player, I'm pretty sure it was Ado, was just doing phenomenally well. Much better. We saw much better performances out of them, I think, with them having less than a week of practice than we'd seen from the previous roster the entirety of the season.
It is Ado. I double checked.
Okay. So no, I definitely am excited to see them getting better.
Specifically because he's known for his Genji.
Right. Yeah.
Ado the.
And it
potato.
shows.
Yeah.
Ado the potato.
Ado potato.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited to
real
see
gamer tag.
To see them grow with this roster. Hopefully they don't fall into a trap of losing and then switching up the roster again because they still haven't managed to find a win, and hopefully they settle and really build up synergy with this one because they got a lot of power there.
Yeah, maybe they can adapt to one of the other more winning teams like Dow's Fuel strategy.
Jeez, brutal today. You're brutal today, Fish. My goodness.
Just sign all the. Look, honestly, Dallas is probably doing everybody else a favor. They're like, you know what, we're shit. We're gonna sign all the most toxic players from every other team, and then nobody else will have to deal with them. We'll take the hit for you guys. That's probably what they're doing.
Goodness.
We're going to be so toxic that there's no oxygen left. That's going to get on fire, and then the dumpster fire is going to be done. That's the plan.
That makes sense.
That's a pretty high IQ play.
Science.
Yeah.
Science. Winston, be proud.
Okay, so I'm gonna
except for Mickey, obviously. Sorry, but I mean, Mickey's not toxic.
Yeah,
no, he's not.
Dude, I'm telling you, as long as Mickey's on the team, they're not going to be able to use the toxicity, chug out that oxygen.
No, they won't. To Mickey and Siegel are eternally positive.
That's why with AKM being how he is and Unko is supposed to being really toxic and stuff, I hope that they can, unless they don't want to, but I hope they can get that off that roster and go to a team where they can be with people.
I was going to say, the thing about Siegel, and what I really like about him, is he does not beat around the bush as far as what he wants in a teammate and a team, and if he feels like he's being mistreated, not being utilized, or if he, for instance, if they were gonna try and flame him or be toxic towards him, he wouldn't take it. He would just be like, "All right, I'm going somewhere else." He wouldn't.
I want to see Mickey and Siegel go to Shanghai.
And I think AKM and Unko and all of them, or anybody really, knows that you don't you can't flame Siegel. He's just really good at the game. If there's anybody's fault, it's probably not Siegel's.
Yeah.
You can at least say that
super
much.
Consistent.
He's incredibly consistent, but
even if he's not playing the absolute standout role, he's not hurting you.
Never. And the way he coordinates the team, his strategies, his thought process as a player, it's all good.
Even just he hadn't played Diva on the stage before, practices it for a while, goes on stage because Time has to take a shit, and then he has a standout performance and looks really good on Diva.
Yep.
And against Nick too.
Yeah, against Nixel of all things.
He was giving them a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Good coaching.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kai. Hashtag. Okay, all right. So we're gonna divert a little bit, and we're just gonna kind of wind down with some other news. Twitch. There is a new Overwatch League all access pass, I think is what it's called, or something like that. It's a package that you can basically purchase through. I believe it's through Twitch. It's through Twitch, right? Or is it through Blizzard?
I don't know. I think it's through Twitch.
Okay, but
I think that's what they were saying. It's a package you can purchase to get some skins.
Well, okay. Let me reiterate. It's a package you can purchase that does include skins and emotes, but basically it's a way for them to get a little bit more money out of you and for you to enhance your viewing experience. Yeah. Basically, they have a second screen that you can actually watch both the main screen and that at the same time if you have two monitors, but you can also just watch that. And it just has additional stats, player interviews you can watch afterwards, and a bunch of other things that are going to be... Right now, it's on a free trial for everybody, but eventually it's going to be exclusive to those who purchase the package. Right now, it's a little bare minimum besides the skins, but for $30, I really can't complain. But it's
$20 if you... Until the 11th, it's $20.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's $20. Yeah, I think it's just 20.
Well, it's 20 till... yeah, but anyways, for the price, I feel like you're getting like...
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah. You're getting a decent amount for your buck. The additional viewing angles, the team viewing, the additional stats, and the different views and whatnot, it's pretty cool. I do think that they need to expand on it, and from what I've heard, they will be.
I definitely... I mean, I spent the $20 because I wanted the... I mean, I think for the skins and the emotes for Twitch, it was worth the $20 because I really wanted that golden Nixel flag so I could spam shit while they're playing, which I have. Come on, New York, stab him with a spork. I saw that one and I was like, that's stupid. I gotta keep... So I made one and just kept spamming that too. It's stupid.
I like the spork.
I love it.
I don't think that's stupid at all. I love that. The spork is the ultimate eating utensil.
It is, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
available at your local Taco Bell.
In Overwatch League, Nixel is the ultimate winning utensil.
Yeah.
But anyway... I think it's worth it, but the second screen I've turned on a few times just to see if it changes at all, and I didn't get it for that as it is right now because the box that has the stats is cool, I think, but the alternate camera angle that they have always focused doesn't really give me much that I can't defer on my own from watching the POVs. And the player cams, I mean, is kind of neat, but I don't really care about that, unless I like it in certain esports when like a crazy play happens and then they zoom in on the player's face to see the reaction, but I don't really care to see what they look like all the time while they're playing.
Yeah, I think the only person I'd be interested in for a player cam is Baby Bay, and that's like just following him around, watching him do stuff throughout the day.
Yeah. I think they should flesh it out a lot.
I think they will. Yeah.
I think obviously I'm not the only one. A lot of people think that it'd certainly be awesome to have the ability to switch, actually, because they call it command center, but as it is, you don't control anything right now. So I'd like for a control center. I'd like that they make it so that I could choose. You could go there and you could there's like a roster or something. You click, fucking. Let's say you're watching Florida and Saya player. I want to see what the hell he's doing. So I click on it, and then as long as I left it clicked there, the entire time I'm watching, it's Saya player's point of view, right?
Yep.
Or whoever player. That would be really great.
And it's not like they don't have the technology. I think they're just fleshing out stuff, honestly.
I think it's just like a beta thing right now, right?
Yeah.
But they're not calling it that. Yeah. I think they will put that in there, but it still needs to be said. In case they aren't thinking about it, they should be fucking told, no, Blizzard.
They should be fucking told.
Hey, Blizzard.
Let me follow Muma around.
The other thing is
in real life, constantly.
Take that.
I don't need real life, but
that top-down map that they use sometimes from the spectators, I would love an option to toggle that on all the time so that I could have my second monitor just be full screen the top-down map and see that would be really cool.
Everybody wants that feature. People will buy it.
Actually, holy shit! Imagine if you could have the top-down and then if you clicked a player's little icon, it just took you to their POV and then you could just hit back,
that would be
go back to the map. That would be really.
I would
really
settle
smooth.
Just for the top-down though.
Yeah,
because then you can watch. Because then it's more interesting because you're like, okay, well, I'm following him around. I'm watching Widow. And you're like, holy shit, Sabiobi's 2 fucking foot from Baby Bay on the Widowmaker right now. Is about to slaughter him, and he has no fucking clue.
It's easy.
Let's pay attention to this.
It'd also
you
be
can see the whole positioning in real time.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the other thing would be it'd be easier for amateurs and for other people to do analysis, work on their analysis game because they'll actually have data and statistics. Which that's the other thing. They still haven't updated the stats page on the Overwatch League website, and
pretty slow about that.
That needs to happen.
You can watch what the pros do while they're playing the matches and be like, "Oh, I should be on the payload. Yeah. I'm going to do that next time."
No, definitely, it'll help improve people's play as well. So I definitely agree with that for sure.
It's something 100%. Where you can just watch a professional play, see how they position and what they're doing, and be like, "Okay, well, I'm going to try to do that."
Yep,
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And so, it's I think, in the games, the spectators have gotten, they continue to get better and better. But sometimes I really don't care about like who the most interesting person is to spectate. Sometimes I just want to watch, say Bjolby. I just want to watch why where he's going, which way he turns, if he looks behind him at this point, like what he does. Sometimes I just want to watch how the fucking Widow. Wow, that's my phone. Sometimes I want to watch. You just want to watch a specific person and see what kind of little decisions they make that allow them to play so well.
Yep.
Right. So.
Yep. Exactly.
That would be smooth, right? That would be so slick. You have the map. You click the player icon, and then it brings up their POV, and then you can just go back. God, that would be awesome.
It'd be even cooler if you clicked on their icon and it brought up like what they had for breakfast that day, or like
that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to have to click on it. Like if you hover over it, it displays their meals.
Displays their meals.
Hey,
I would like that as a hover over.
What their step count
for all
was.
the Taimu fans out there, can we get like a bathroom cam? So if he has to sit out a match, but they still want to watch Taimu, they can do that.
No, if they did his meal tracking, you could tell when he was going to be playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Taimu had dollar menu Taco Bell for breakfast. So probably gonna
no. It was Jack in the Box.
Not playing today.
It was Jack in the Box. He's sponsored by Jack in the Box. He doesn't eat anything else.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, and Sour Patch Kids.
I do
Taimu
think
had a danger dog off the roller grill at the gas station. Oh, bet the house on the other team.
I've changed that.
Another thing about the passes, though, I think. So they're $30 right now, unless you have Amazon Prime. But like we said, I do want to, since we're halfway through the stage, I wonder if or not stage, but season. I wonder if for season 2, are they going to be $60 for the whole season? Or
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Because I wonder.
I'm betting it's closer to 30.
Yeah, I'm betting the price point's right where they want to keep it. For sure.
But they haven't stated yet, at least as far as I've seen. So I do wonder.
They're trying to cater to a younger, more casual crowd, so the cheaper the better.
$60 is a whole video
crowd.
Young.
You could buy Overwatch. Well, Overwatch is what, 40? You could buy Overwatch and some Jack in the Box for a friend with $60. Whereas, with $30.
Or you could just buy Overwatch twice.
Not in the span of 6, maybe. If you get a discount.
I think it's sometimes it's on sale for like $20, man.
That's true.
You pop it on a sale, you get 3 Overwatches.
If you're a smart
That's 3
shopper.
Smurfs.
If you're a smart shopper.
That's true. Smart shopper.
Okay, so let's
BFA.
move on a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
Ooh,
technically,
wanted to move
we don't
on.
know. It could be terrible, so we can't say right now. It's looking like it'll be a good choice to buy it.
Let me just clear. Hold on a
really.
second. Hold on a second.
That is
Blizzard has never made anything terrible. So there's that.
Never what?
Made anything terrible. They've made mistakes, but they've never made anything terrible.
Yeah.
They also allowed.
They've disappointed me with lack of content, but
Yeah.
they've never put out stuff that I hated.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I think Warlords was pretty terrible.
I didn't hate
it.
But
I
we
was
still
just
had fun
disappointed
for
I didn't get as much stuff as I wanted.
But like when we were leveling and like the cutscenes and some of the other stuff, it was still they've never done anything terrible.
The starting patch is good, but I think everything after that was pretty lame.
Well, I say,
but it still ran, so objectively, I wouldn't say it was terrible.
Anyways, let's move on.
I enjoyed it. They just finished too soon. That's
okay, so we'll move on. So speaking of patches and things coming out, new patch just dropped today for Overwatch. For Overwatch, it is called Retribution, right? Or is it called Retaliation? Or Retribution.
It's called Black Watch Lucio.
Oh, that is the skin. Oh, by the way, Blizzard, I know none of you that work there are listening to this, but if you do, I am specifically requesting for a Black Watch Lucio skin. I needed that. It needs to be cool,
Make
edgy.
Lucio bad again.
Basically, I want like Lucio, but wearing like Reaper clothing. Yeah, I just want Lucio wearing Reaper's clothes. Actually, that's all I want.
Man, that would be a fun Halloween event if they just
could they crisscross
made heroes look like other heroes, not completely.
That'd be cool,
right? But you don't change their silhouette entirely. But Lucio wearing Reaper's costume, the Tracer's got 76's gear, or
Lucio, and then when he plays his songs, you'd be him Black Watch, and he'd sing "Bad" by Michael Jackson. That'd be the song it does when he does it. That suits him.
Anyway, so there's the Overwatch event right now. that's going on, the Retribution. And so basically that's all themed around kind of like the Black Watch era of old Overwatch. So there's some skins that are out. There's like all the old Uprising skins from the event last year are going to be available, plus some new ones. There's a new Moira skin, Sombra skin, Reaper skin, etc., etc. You
can look and find that.
Basically the same shit. Exactly. But along with the event and the stuff that comes with it, we had some updates to the heroes. Brigitta, she has an option to toggle her barrier now. Oh my goodness. I didn't even read that until just now. Holy crap, that actually sounds really cool.
Brigitta can do what?
Toggle her barrier. I mean, I wouldn't use that, but that I can understand why some people would want that. Wait, can Reinhardt do a toggle?
I don't know.
That's pretty interesting.
Maybe I've never gone into his settings because he's not a DPS character.
Anyways, Diva received a slight nerf. Her micro missiles damage was reduced. The explosive damage was reduced from 6 to 4. It's a little bit of a nerf. And then her boosters, the impact damage when she bumps somebody with her boosters was reduced from 25 to 10. So it really doesn't do a whole lot now. But I mean, it's definitely a nerf all around, but it's not bad. Like,
you shouldn't get hit with the bat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a slight adjustment.
May received a buff. Her left click, the spray that like slows enemies down and freezes them eventually. That now just pierces through enemies. So if there's a big group of them, it'll hit everybody.
Which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
Because it's like an ice version of a flamethrower, and a flamethrower does only hit one thing in front of it.
It hits multiple things in front of it.
It's everything in front of it. That's why I like flamethrowers. They're pretty badass.
Reaper also received a buff. His Death Blossom, whenever you use his ultimate, it will reload his shotgun. So there's no more ulting, and then now you need to reload, and then you die, which is nice. Yeah. Also, Wraith form, his shift. The movement speed was increased from 25% to 50%, putting it a little more. I don't know. All around, that's good. Movement speed, especially in a game based around movement, and that's even just that's a straight buff.
Cancel it early now.
Yes, canceling was really nice. That's
at least I think it's better because the speed's really nice, but now you can outplay certain abilities that would lead to your death before if you're tricky.
This is just all around making him more viable in more situations. So
also gives him a higher skill cap. He's not as much just run at them and left click and hopefully you don't die.
Left click.
Moira, basically all that happened with her is they just changed the way her skills and effects affect the player's point of view. So normally if she ulted in your face or she like went invisible, did the fade thing in front of you, there was a lot of visual effects that would just kind of like blind you a little bit. Maybe kind of just flashing your screen. Now they're more transparent, so it just doesn't obstruct vision.
Didn't happen to me as much because I learned very quickly after she got released that I should just stay away from her because her damage is bullshit. So I was just like, nah, you know what? Unless I see her and I'm behind her and she's like low already, I'm just gonna not fuck with her for the most part because I don't like dealing with her. But it's good. Less visual color, but you still get the same amount of information, so that's always good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, the last nerf was Zenyatta. His secondary rate of fire was reduced by 15%. Not the charge up for his right click, but how fast the orbs fly out. Basically, was reduced. The rate of fire was reduced by 15%. It's definitely a nerf, but I mean, it's not. It's not gonna do a whole lot. It's a slight nerf, but you'll be all right. If you're a good Zenyatta, you're still gonna get kills. It's just
because at the same time, you hit those by predicting where they'd come out anyway. So you just have to. You should just only have to change your prediction slightly to account for it, but it's small.
Approximately 15%.
If the best Zenyatta in the world doesn't think it's that big of a deal, it's probably not that big of a deal.
And then lastly,
see that stat where he had positive kill to death ratio against enemy tracers.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Shit's insane.
He kills more than get him. That's awesome.
There's been games where he's killed like the enemies more than the DPS on his team and shit.
Yeah.
But
also, lastly, there was a litany of bug fixes. Oh my goodness, this is like 3 pages worth of bug fixes. Oh my god. Among those was Doomfist. I know Doomfist got more bug fixes, of course.
Ooh. Every time they fix a bug, he gets like 3 more. He's like a Hydra.
They are refining it though. He's getting better, so that's
every time you hurt Doomfist, he get a shield.
Okay, so but that's that's pretty much it.
Well, actually, you missed the most important thing.
Oh, what did I miss?
If you have Lifeguard McCree skin and you use it, when you ult, instead of saying it's high noon, he now says it's high tide.
That's a mistake. Considering all the Tide Pod things going on right now, they should definitely not be advertising.
I'm high on Tide. Pew pew pew, motherfuckers.
Everyone's like, dude, McCree told me to do it.
High's so good it'll kill you.
Pods. Then he that'd be a cool like little emote. He throws up Tide Pods and shoots them all.
Imagine if any.
Oh my god!
They have that for the snowball. It's in there.
Oh, they definitely need to do it for sure. But anyways, I think we're gonna go ahead and end our show today. We're already at an hour, so perfect time to do that.
That's enough for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I'm tired.
Stuff to do.
But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to us for this last hour. If you have any questions or like to contact us concerning anything, please feel free to email us at onetrickheropodcast@gmail.com. Or you can leave commentary, constructive criticism, or critiques on any of the following forms of social media: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're also on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play. So you can hear us there. So yeah, that's about it.
That's the Gmail with a capital G.
That's the OG mail. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
Like Gorilla or Glue.
We're really tired. Bear with us.
We're
Anyways,
sponsored by Gorilla Glue.
We're not sponsored by Gorilla Glue.
Rip it apart.
We're also not underage or on Snapchat, at least in this, in this as a group in this sense. So Dreamcast would have.
So any of the players from the Houston Outlaws, feel free to hit me up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You
can contact us, and there's no way it'll be misconstrued as being predatory. It's fine.
Also,
wait, hang on. I don't know if that came out saying that like what Dreamcast did is misconstrued as predatory. What he did is definitely predatory.
Yes, no.
Just to be on the safe side with that.
The last thing I'll close out with is Fish Whisperer and myself, Paxfos, are streaming now occasionally, usually variantly throughout the week and on weekends as well. Me. Yeah, so if you feel so inclined to find us on Twitch and watch us goof around on several games, feel free. Voxio will be starting his stream at some point.
That is twitch.tv/FishWhisperer. We are always fond of unleashing the puffer and having a good time, so feel free to stop on in.
I will stream eventually.
We'll keep you up to date with that when that.
But until then, twitch.tv/FishWhisperer.
Yeah.
We bring the puff.
Anyways.
Nice overlay.
Oh yes, no. Okay, but anyways.
Well, all right.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time.
Because he's really big.
Words are ridiculous. Goodbye. Ow.